I'm Jay from the Starling Tribune, a podcast member of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the one that you're listening to right now. The opinions expressed are those of each individual. Check out all other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com and get ready because geekiness starts in 3, 2, 1.
You have been granted clearance by Director Phil Coulson. Stand by for S.H.I.E.L.D. debriefing. All information to be discussed here is classified and may only be discussed among agents granted clearance by the S.H.I.E.L.D. Director.
Now it's time for your scheduled debriefing. I'm Agent Stargate Pioneer.
I'm Agent Haley.
And I'm Agent Lauren.
Welcome to Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D, a Marvel Comic Universe podcast. This is podcast number 74 on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, Season 2, Episode 21, and Season 2, Episode 22, the finale, S.O.S, Parts and D. The toolbox is activated and lit. This podcast is recorded on Wednesday, May 13th, 2015. Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a fan-based podcast on the ABC television show Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, Marvel's Agent Carter, Marvel's Daredevil on Netflix, and the general Marvel comic universe.
Because SOS stands for Save Our Simmons.
Aww.
If you'd like to talk to us about saving Simmons, you can find all of our contact information on our website, legendsofshield.com. You can send us a voicemail at 844-THE-BUS-1. That's 844-843-2871 because the bus is coming back.
It is. We saw it.
You could also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and YouTube by searching for Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. And we have forums available at forums.gonnageek.com, or if you have a smartphone, you can search for Gonna Geek on the Tapatalk app.
This time on Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D, we're going to talk again about our giveaway. We're going to talk about SOS Parts 1 and 2 all together, not separately. And we're going to talk about your weekly Marvel news as we always do, and your feedback plus highlights from the chat as we have it. Yes, we are live on the gonnageek.com/live page, and we have a wonderful live chat going on chatWING. So go ahead. Get us there, and we might read a tweet of yours or a post of yours or a chatWING of yours on the air. So to begin, we have a giveaway this week, actually this month, and it is the Avengers Marvel Crate. So if you had to have one thing out of the Marvel Crate, Lauren, what would you have?
The Hulkbuster.
Yeah, Veronica.
Just to add to my collection.
Haley.
Well, obviously the Hulkbuster, but you can never have too many geeky t-shirts, so.
You can't. Actually, my son scarfed mine, so I do not have it anymore. He's like, what is that?
It's a shame you had to disown your son.
I am kicking him out of the house in a couple of weeks, so there you go.
Fly, little birdie, fly.
So what you have to do to win this is give us a funny 5-star review on iTunes, and then you have to get in touch with us saying you did, because iTunes does not tell us who did it. Yes, there's a name associated there, but there is not a direct link, a contact information back to you. So tell us that you left it, and we will consider you in on the giveaway. We will decide who wins on our podcast that we're doing live. It'll be a Daredevil podcast on Wednesday, May 27th. And we actually have an entry so far.
Hey!
I know, it's great. So somebody wants the Marvel Crate. I will ship it anywhere in the world, even Antarctica. I confirm that I can get it there.
Woot.
This person on iTunes called The Incredible Chase said, one of my favorite podcasts talking about of my favorite franchises. Huh. Well, we really appreciate the 5-star review. We really do. Thank you very much. And that helps other people find us in the sea of Marvel-related podcasts. But you know what? I think somebody can make a funnier one. What do you think, Lauren?
Well, yeah. I mean, talk about how wrong SP is. I mean...
Yeah, there's lots to say there, yeah.
Yeah.
Admittedly, yeah.
Science babies mention.
Oh, science babies. That would be good, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Science bros.
Science bros.
We like them too.
Mm-hmm. Black Widow, maybe. A little Skye, little Mockingbird action, maybe. Yeah.
Little hailing to our queen.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Yeah. Little hailing of May.
Yeah, there you go. So there are lots of possibilities to that.
Yes. Be creative. Go all out.
Yes.
But yes, we do appreciate your entry.
We do. And so far, you are in the running.
You are indeed.
If we have to give it away today, you would get it. The Incredible Chase. So there you go. The Incredible Chase also got in touch with us on Twitter, so we know who you are. So thank you very much for that. So, last night, we had not 1, but 2 hours of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I didn't get to sleep till after midnight. It was great. So, coming off this great movie, the Marvel Cinematic Universe Avengers 2, it was pretty good, but this was pretty good too. Which one did you like better, Lauren?
You know, I honestly liked this episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. better than I liked Age of Ultron.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I can't disagree.
It had suspense. It had comedy. It was Marvel. It was great. It had superpowers.
It had me crying on the couch for like 15, 20 minutes.
Afterwards or during?
During,
Both.
after.
All right.
There was a big long stretch there.
Well, we'll get more into the conversation in a second, but they were 2 different episodes. It was a 2-hour, but they were 2 different episodes. And the first episode was written by Jeffrey Bell. Have you guys heard of him?
The name is familiar.
Yes.
Yeah, Marvel stalwart there. And it was directed by Vincent. That's like from the Black Hole, isn't it? Vincent? Okay.
I don't know. I haven't watched that movie in a while.
I know. I've got it. I was just shuffling around some DVDs because I got a new entertainment center and I saw that. And I'm like, oh, I got to watch this again. Apparently, Disney was talking about a reboot, but I haven't heard.
Yeah, it was supposed to be from the guys that did Tron Legacy, and nothing ever really came of it. So
yeah, because
they got busy with,
the next Tron movie. Yeah.
Yes. Ooh. I'm looking at Jeffrey Bell's writing credits now.
Yeah, go ahead.
He did a bunch of my favorite episodes of Angel in season 5, including The Cautionary Tale of Numero 5 and Not Fade Away, which is the finale. He did one of my favorite episodes of Spartacus, The Dead and the Dying. And he's done a whole bunch of episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., including 084, I Spy, Tahiti, Ragtag, What They Become, and SOS Part 1.
Wow. That's an impressive resume right there. Well, it was directed by Vincent Misiano, and so that was part 1. Part 2, I can't believe that they got these nobodies for this episode. It was Jed Whedon and Marissa Tekaron.
Oh, yeah, never heard of them.
Never. It was directed by one of their favorites, Billy Gerhardt, as well. So they had some impressive talent on this, and it was reflected in it. So in the chat, Ileana RVS said, I watched it tonight and I may have yelled at the TV at the end of it all. Yeah, I could see that. And we'll get to that in a little bit. Mr. Pericles also said, I agree, Age of Ultron was good, but SOS had a few more holy crap moments. Okay. I would have to agree with that. So, what was your first holy crap moment, Haley?
Ooh, I remember the biggest one where I really did want to throw something at the TV was it when Bobby leaned into that shot.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I was watching it the first time, it looked like it hit her right in the back of the neck. And I was like, oh, well, that's what I get for saying she's my favorite right now.
Yeah. And then my husband was like, no, it was a shoulder hit. It's like, okay.
It's kind of a lung shoulder hit. I mean, and there was a lot of blood splattered all over Hunter.
They did say that she stopped breathing for a while there. So that was very bad. That was very bad.
It's okay. Dr. Meg brought her back.
I know. May bring her back and she was begging her and she was landing the plane. I didn't understand how that all happened because she's flying the plane. How is she begging her and flying the plane?
Autopilot?
She's just that good.
Yeah. Okay.
All hail the queen.
All hail the queen. Yes. So, wow, that was pretty good, but there was a holy crap moment before then, and it was when Ward was shoving those rods into her fingers.
I don't remember if I've talked about this on the podcast, but I have a thing about fingernails and toenails. I ripped out one of my fingernails when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I just, I can't deal with anything with fingernail trauma at all.
See, I have a fingernail that to this day is like, for the last 6 years, it's permanently like cracked down the middle. So it gets any length on it at all. It like catches on things and rips off. So yes, fingernails. Ow.
Okay. I had a incident when I was redoing my studio home office in November, and I had a black blob underneath my thumbnail for 5 months. It just went away.
Ugh.
So
you should have poked a hole in the nail and drained it out.
Yeah. I mean, it's gross, but it works.
Yep.
Well, that's actually what happened because the nail actually degraded over time, and before it grew all the way out, there was a hole there. So it happened. Anyway, we also had some tremendous fights, right? We had
Oh my gosh.
Skye
so
versus May. We had Bobby versus Ward/Agent 33. We had Skye versus, I don't even know what to call her.
The Ginger Ninja.
Is that what she's called? The Ginger Ninja?
That's what Matt called her, and that's what I think everybody's been calling her since the Ginger Ninja Squad.
Yeah, in my head, the whole episode, I was just calling her the Ginjas.
All I could think of was Multiplicity Woman. That's all I could think of.
See, I was watching her and I was thinking Madrix. Anybody who's ever read any of the X-Men comics, Jamie Madrix, Multiple Man, that's all I could think of when I was watching that. I was like, oh man, it's a good thing she's not Madrix, or else every time you would hit her, you'd just create more of her.
And then you had the Mac Gordon fight before Coulson and Fitz came in.
And then the Gordon fight after they came in.
Yeah. It was a good episode. I mean, this had a lot of action in it, a lot of choreography, and it all meant something too.
And the Skye May fight, that was my favorite. Because I've been waiting all season for it to happen.
And May won, but of course Skye pulled out her Trump Quake card.
Yeah, I can't wait till next season when she's just going to have her superpowers to use all the time. Like most of this episode, they kept her in the gauntlet thingies, whatever, so she couldn't. Oh, It's going to be so good next season.
It will, won't it?
I know. Incoherent noises.
I can't help it.
We're not going to have any Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. until this fall. We're going to have Ant-Man. We're going to talk about Daredevil. But if we had to go out with a bang, this was a good bang to go out on.
Yeah.
Phrasing.
Not everything I say is meant for phrasing.
I mean, you got to admit that a whole lot of it is.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. So, Lauren, I know what your most emotional part of the episode was.
Actually, you're probably wrong. What do you think?
I'm thinking the very end.
Which part of the very end?
When Simmons disappears in the Kree stone.
No, it would be before that.
You would actually be wrong.
Yeah, okay, so what is it?
Okay, the part that I just started bawling on, just uncontrollably, was when Cal and Skye are saying goodbye to each other. He's like, will you visit me in prison?
Oh.
And she's like, yeah. And then when I started crying there, and then when she sees him again after, and I was like, they Tahiti'd him, and I just started bawling, just uncontrollably.
But what else are you going to do with him? Because he means well most of the time.
Exactly. That's the thing. He means well. It's just circumstances did not go well in his life.
He fell in with a bad crowd.
Yeah. Oh God. I'm getting really emotional just thinking about it.
What really hit me was when she said her name was Daisy and he didn't even blink. He didn't, he's just, oh, that's a nice name. And that was it. And I was like, oh man, that's harsh, because the thing that was most important to him in his world was Daisy. And now he can't even remember that.
Sorry, I'm crying again.
I'm sorry, Lauren. I didn't mean to bring that up. We just have to talk about it on the podcast.
It was so good.
It was great. And Coulson sitting there. Oh, Coulson's arm gets chopped off.
Oh,
he was Skywalkered.
Yeah, if you read about, like, the whole thing was the phase 2 of Marvel was supposed to be like Empire Strikes Back, so they've been chopping somebody's arm off in basically every movie. And we got, at the very beginning of the season, we got Hartley, and now we have Coulson.
Yeah.
I told you chopping somebody's arm off was too good of a character development to not use it.
Yeah, Adam in the chat said you were right about the robot arm, just the wrong person. Yeah. So do you guys think he's going to get just a regular robot arm, or do you think he's going to get...
No, I hope he gets an evil hand.
Oh, man, I know. I hope that he gets something like, I don't know, badass and cool, and I don't know, maybe like a RoboClaw.
No, he's just going to get the crappy hook.
He said he was considering options, so I'm wondering what we're talking about here.
Maybe a cannon arm or a gun arm.
Well, now let's remember Avengers, right? So they can grow new genetic material.
Yeah, but they've also got Deathlok program, so they could just give him like an awesome robot arm.
Maybe that's who they were talking about with Deathlok, where they were like, yeah, I guess I know a guy or something.
Oh,
I didn't even think about that until right this second.
Wow, yeah, I didn't either.
But that's not nearly as cool as a robot leg, let's face it.
Yeah.
You know Coulson's going to get rockets in his arm, though.
He's going to need it for Ward.
Okay, I have always said that if anything ever happened to me and I lose an arm or a leg, I'm not going to bother with a prosthetic that looks like a normal arm or leg. I want it to look cool. I want it to look sculpted or look like it has vines or look like it's made of snakes or something like that. I want it to look awesome. I want it to look like a piece of art. And If you could do that or have, rocket launchers on it or lasers or something, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
I would like a Veronica arm so I could grab somebody with it and detain them that way.
Oh, you'd be like a great cop with that.
I know.
Yeah, you'd be an awesome, like, bouncer or security guard or bodyguard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
it'd be cool, right? Oh, there's just so much coolness.
The potential is endless.
How May, well, okay, I'm going to transition back to the episode. How May took care of Agent 33. Oh.
That was a straight up Slytherin move. It was awesome. Just the cunning that went into that. I mean, I'm not saying it is evil. I'm saying that it was smart. It was cunning. I mean, don't bother. If you're going to be looking for somebody that has your face, the best thing you can do is be away from them.
Oh, so back to the hand thing. Mr. Pericletes in the chat said, why does Coulson get hand chop and live, but Lucy Lawless doesn't?
Because she was going to live, except that then there was the car crash.
Yeah. I still think she's alive somewhere, but
I wish she was, but I think we would have seen her by now if she was.
Well, you never know. We didn't see Ice Boy. I can't remember his name for the life of me.
I can't either.
Blizzard.
Blizzard, thank you.
Oh.
He's at the bottom of the ocean right now.
Can we still call him Ice Boy?
Ocean, he was by the dock.
I'm not saying he's dead. He'll get better, but that's where he is right now.
I mean, you guys say like he's 3 miles down. He was at a dock. Docks only go so deep.
Eh.
I mean, trees only grow so tall. You have to put a post there. And I don't think he's that far gone. Anyway, so we had, oh, wow. I'm looking at my notes. I don't even know where to go from here. There's just Cal takes the hide potion and...
Yeah. Okay. So when he turned into Mr. Hyde, was it just me or did he look a lot like Jim Carrey, like a homeless Jim Carrey? Because I started seeing it and then I couldn't stop.
Yeah,
I could see that, yes.
Especially the Jim Carrey movie that he did, The Mask.
See, I was thinking of him in A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah. Now I've just got Jim Carrey in my head as a Marvel character.
Well, see, before you said that, I was thinking of the Stargate episode where they turn into cavemen.
Yeah, that too.
Yep.
Oh, that was great. But he didn't lose his mind. He was still capable of thought. Coulson was talking to him the whole time.
He was just very angry.
He had to run into him with the car and then use the battering ram to keep the car in place. That was interesting. That was a nice callback. Yeah, that was a nice callback to the battering ram. Hey, we got this prop. We need to use it again.
Hey, I mean, use what you got.
Right.
On Conan O'Brien for a while there, they had a prop that they just kept. It had a contest to see how many people could come up with ideas of ways to reuse it. So it was like a poop and skinny Jabba the Hutt and a croissant. I forget what else, but they used this thing like 15 times. So, I mean, maybe we'll see the prop come back with like a hat and a mustache.
I still want to see the blow dryer. What happened with the blow dryer? What did Fitz do with the blow dryer? I want to see that.
Did we ever actually see the blow dryer?
No, we didn't, but I'm like, I want to know. They mentioned it and then nothing. So I want to know. Ian, tell us what happened with the blow dryer, please.
As far as we know, he didn't actually use it for anything.
Well, why did Hunter even mention it?
He just really likes bathrooms that have blow dryers in them.
Instead of those funky ones that you put the hands in or towels or whatever. All right. So Raina, I was really starting to like her.
I was starting to not hate her, so I knew they were going to kill her.
See, I've said it before, and I'll repeat it. When they cast her as Tulip on Preacher, which started filming today, I figured that she was not long for the show.
And as an actress, you gotta think that if you're gonna be in a series and have to put that makeup on all the time in the series, that gets old after a while.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how long the makeup took, but it had to take a while.
Had to. You talk about people that go in for stuff like that and they have to arrive. Like Doc Yule on Defiance, for instance, she has that rubbery golf ball looking sort of skin, and it's a practical effect. So it's a rubber mask. And
yeah, she looks like Epcot.
Yes, the golf ball as you go into Epcot, I forget, it's Planet Earth or something like that.
Yeah, the geodesic sphere.
Right. So she says she has to go in 2 hours before anybody else and work with the makeup people whenever she shoots. So we talked to her on Voices of Defiance. You can go to that podcast and talk to her. We didn't talk to her about the makeup because that's kind of dull after a while, but she's a great actress. Just love talking to her. Anyway, Raina served her purpose. She told us that Skye was going to win in the end. So when there was the big fight between her and Jae-ing, it was like, well, I know how this is going to turn out. I just don't know what's going to happen.
Raina is Cassandra. Like, no one ever listens to the people that see the future, and I don't know why. Like, if you're going to listen to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. People don't like knowing the future. They're like, oh, I could change it, or, oh, you're just lying, or, I mean, come on now.
Come on. Well, that's why you give the prophecy ability to the person that's known for being a liar, so no one will ever believe her.
Yeah. Oh, I saw a really good comic about that once. It was, I guess in mythology, it was Apollo who gave Cassandra the power of prophecy. He's like, I'm going to give you this power and nobody's going to believe you. And then so she's like, Apollo has a really big dick. Everyone's like, ha, yeah, right. And Apollo gets really mad.
It's funny.
So Cal kills Raina. That was hard.
No, Cal didn't kill Raina.
No, Cal kills
Jae-ing killed Raina. Yeah.
In front of Skye. So that's when Skye knew. If Skye didn't figure it out before, that's when Skye knew. But then back on the ship, Cal kills Jae-ing in front of Skye.
Oh, that was...
Yeah. Oh, so we know how her power works now.
Yeah, which I saw that and I was like, oh my god, she's Selene. Selene, for those of y'all who don't know, is a character that, because I was introduced to her in an X-Men comic, I thought she was a mutant, but I guess she's an Inhuman. That's how her power works. She's effectively immortal. She was born back in caveman times, and she extends her life by sucking out people's lives and turning them into withered little husks of people. And, she was responsible for the whole Necrotia event in the X-Men comics, and everything just got really bad. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, she's basically Selene by another name because I guess they don't have the right to her. This is terrible. Everything is bad. And seriously, how long have we been saying that, hey, wouldn't it be weird if Jae-ing is actually a terrible person?
Right. And like Cal, can you really say she's a terrible person because she was really looking out for the best interests of her people, and she just saw so many dangers around her that she wanted to wipe out those dangers to her people. So is that necessarily bad?
Well, it kind of is when you're about to start a genocide or attempt a genocide.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to say, yeah, that's bad.
Okay. I would agree with you, but drew out the question anyway. So a little bit of lighter fare. Fitz was finishing Hunter's sentences. That was interesting.
They're friends!
Science baby and science babysitter?
Exactly.
And Hunter was like, I don't want to be a science baby.
He doesn't particularly want to be a science babysitter either, I guess. It's like, what? Stop following me. No, what are you doing? Stop.
Right. All right. I'm looking through my notes here. Cal throwing the glass of water on him. That was just crazy Cal. Just like the crazy uncle
Cal.
that you got. Oh, can I have a glass of water? Can I have another to drink? Like, yeah.
Well, he's interesting. He's got his issues. He drank something that by all rights should have killed him. And that was a terrible sounding concoction.
With a hint of peppermint.
The peppermint could not have jazzed that up.
He's always trying something. The adrenaline, I guess, did it, though. So just be careful with that adrenaline. You might end up a crazy killer.
Or you might end up just looking like homeless Jim Carrey.
True. May calls Andrew, and we see Andrew in a few scenes because Phil talks to him later. It was nice seeing May's ex again. Yeah.
He seems like such a nice person. That makes me feel happy. Sometimes you just need to have nice people around.
Mm-hmm. So Coulson batted over 400 in Little League. I feel like we've heard that before.
I don't think so. But then he made that diving catch at the end. I was like, oh, he's 1,000 in the field. Good job, Coulson.
And then he lost his arm.
Well,
I was not expecting that at all.
No.
I wasn't either.
Well, they're going to fix it because Phil's not going to walk around all next year with half an arm. It's just not plausible for the filming.
He'll put a black glove on his hand.
It's possible.
Just pull a Sir Davos from Game of Thrones. He just wanders around with a glove on his hand. And when he's like, are you cold or something? He pulls it off and it's just a glove.
Science, biatch.
That was cool. I love Fitz.
Yeah, don't worry. You didn't think about it because you're not a quantum physicist, so don't worry. I got you covered. That was good. Turbo. Turbo. I like him as Turbo. I like calling him Turbo.
Yes, he's grown so much this season. He's gone from the naive little science baby in season 1 to trying to find his place and heal at the beginning of this season to science biatch now. And it's amazing. I love that he's found his place. I love that he's gotten this confidence in himself. I'm so happy. I mean, both of the science babies have grown, and granted with Simmons, it was a little darker, but I mean, maybe a lot darker, but still just, I'm so happy. I love character growth, and I love seeing these examples of character growth and just,
Okay, what are the odds that Simmons is actually like dead?
She better not be.
Yeah, because they killed off Agent 33. They killed off Jiang. Who else did they kill off? Gordon. So they killed off a lot. They almost lost Bobby, but she came back. And that was kind of spoiled to me because the whole talk about the
potential spinoff. Yeah, you knew she wasn't going to be dead.
Yeah. You just didn't know what kind of shape she was going to be in afterwards. I thought that was kind of nebulous when Andrew was talking about, or Phil was talking to Andrew about getting whatever from Bobby, and they didn't ever complete that. So I wasn't sure where that was going. Maybe that was to set up the potential spinoff and they just cut it off. I don't know. You know, one thing I thought of with Phil, now that I mention him again, with his hand cut off, I'm like, they didn't allow him to go through the full transformation. So you don't know if he actually has some Inhuman in him or not.
See, what I thought was going to happen, I was so sure of it for a while, was that it was going to turn out that Mac, they were going to do the blasty thing with the Terrigen mist. And it was going to turn out that Mac was actually Inhuman or changed enough by his experience to be Inhuman.
Ooh, Mr. Paracletes in the chat talking about Simmons, because we were talking about is Simmons dead or not. Mr. Paracletes brings up that Simmons gets powers and has to deal with her attitude towards the enhanced people.
I hope so, because that's what I thought was going to happen with Mac. And then I kind of forgot about it when Coulson got his arm cut off. But yes, I kind of hope that's the case, because I think that would do a whole new dimension to Simmons. I mean, yeah, she'll still be kind of dangerous, and yeah, that might turn her towards more of a supervillain. But maybe we'll see her, and maybe we'll see Skye mentoring her. Maybe we'll see her start to climb away from the Darth Simmons path. Maybe we'll see her go full on Darth Simmons. I mean, who knows? I want to see it happen. She's not dead.
Yeah. This new Skye team, powered team, that's going to be really
Secret Warriors.
Yeah. Going to be good. Oh, and Cajun Sean in the chat brings up that Daisy drives Lola.
I cried at that too.
I know. Like, oh.
I mean, granted, I was already crying, but I was crying even more then. Cause
Dad's letting her take her out for a spin.
Yeah. I mean, now that her mom is dead and her dad is effectively so.
He's been Tahiti'd. Yeah.
He's been Tahiti'd. Now Mama May and Papa Coulson are basically her parents, and I'm going to cry again.
Oh, and May's gone. She packed a bikini and a gun.
Well, yeah.
As you do. She's just taking a well-earned vacation. She has some things to go through. She'll be back.
Right.
And then, of course, did you see her locker number?
No.
Yes.
33.
Oh. Oof. Getting chills over that one.
I know.
We get one last best day ever.
Oh.
July 2nd, 1988.
I was crying.
Best day ever. Yeah. Hey, did you take your fish pill today?
So my husband pointed out, since it's only the Terrigen bits and not the metals that leaked out into that, does that mean that we won't get people turning into stone? We'll just get the good misty power
misty
parts?
bits?
Yeah, the misty bits.
Well, that's a good question because they were mutated crystals to begin with, really, right?
Yeah, but they were still tainted by the metal.
Right.
Do we know that it was just the mist that was coming out and that none of the flecky bits were coming?
Well, the crystals you saw were still mostly whole, right?
Yeah, but I still think that some of the stuff could have leached out into the water and stuff. Because just contact with it was enough for it to turn Coulson into stone. It didn't break or anything.
Yeah, but they didn't feed it to a cow and then have him eat the cow.
I don't know.
What would happen if you... This is not a real thing. I cannot experiment, and it would be unethical if I did.
But...
One bad lab accident away, I'm telling you guys. But what?
I'm curious is all. How would metabolizing it just affect it all? Does it settle in their tissues? Is it a fat soluble thing? Can you pee it out?
Would it turn this fish to stone?
Yeah. Are fish inhuman?
Probably.
Are we going to have superpowered fish now?
Well.
Like, is that where we're going?
That would be amazing. I saw that and my first thought was Atlanteans?
Yeah.
I was like, do you want the Submariner? Because that's how you get Submariner.
I'd be fine with that. I mean, a shirtless guy in man panties running around.
Panties. I was thinking of it in terms of mercury, by the way, as far as how it's ingested and carried.
Okay, so basically, if you eat sushi, you're screwed.
Oh, but sushi's so yummy.
I know.
Well, in real life, you're eating radioactive sushi right now.
Oh, exactly. I know. I have a coworker. Okay, I live on the Gulf of Mexico. I do not eat generally stuff that it comes out of the Gulf of Mexico because I live by here and I know what goes in there. I watch the plants at lunch and stuff. I have a coworker that goes fishing every day and eats the fish that he catches every day. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, you worry so much about being healthy, but do you know what you're eating?
Yeah, fish. It's the healthiest meat.
Yeah, but we get after the oil spill and all that a few years ago, we're like, oh, hey, here's the 3-eyed shrimp. Here's the 2-headed fish.
I forget what the percentage of, but there's a very high percentage of, even though we have a healthy fishing industry in the United States, both in the oceans and the lakes, I heard that there is a very high percentage of sushi-related fish that comes from the waters off Japan. And we have radioactive water being leaked into the seas in the entire Pacific Ocean, really. I mean, we've measured it. It's very, very small, but we've measured it at the shores of California. So it's all over the place. You can't get around it. But it is very concentrated off the east coast of Japan, which is where a very large fishery is. So it's already here. You're already doing it.
Yeah, and if you live in the Gulf of Mexico, you're getting the oil spill cleanup residue. So you're getting all that junk. Yay!
Are you saying we're close to having superpowers?
I would hope so. I'll eat more fish then. Superpowered SP is going to be awesome. Oh. So what else you got?
Was this Fitz's first kill?
I think so.
Yes, it was.
It was unintentional, but yes, it was.
I gasped because I was like, no, don't kill Fitz. And then they turn around and it's Gordon, and I'm like, oh, that's okay then.
I'd have to say that Gordon killed himself, though.
Yeah, you don't just pop up behind somebody who's wielding stuff that can poke through you like that. It's a bad idea.
Gordon turned out to be a much bigger dick than I had anticipated when we were first introduced to him.
I know, right?
When Max said, I'm the guy who kills Gordon, I was
No, it turns out you were wrong about that.
Well, true, but it was still a good line. I was like, whoa, let's see how this works out.
Okay, putting the guy with the common sense in charge of the alien artifacts, great idea.
I like how he was like, nope, we're not ever opening that thing, ever.
Absolutely wonderful idea. I can't fault them. Yeah, that was, that was a freak accident, but
it slipped. I like how they've got like this super secure, top secret thing, and you can just accidentally bump into it and open it. Whoops.
Yeah, if you're not planning to ever open again, why not just weld it shut?
Well, it's glass. Kind of hard to weld glass. It could be transparent aluminum. I don't know.
You could solder it, can't you? Like along the sides?
I'm just saying it should be better sealed than that. You shouldn't be able to bump into it and accidentally open it.
I think when they weren't looking, it opened itself up.
That's what I thought at first, but I don't know. Who knows? I guess we won't know until maybe next season, which is too long away.
Oh, it's only a few months. We got a lot to do.
I know we've got a lot to do, but I want to know what happens now.
Get the writer's room a chance to give us a good story, because if we started...
I'm going to get in a car and I'm going to drive out to Los Angeles and I'm going to kick open the door and be like, what up? I'm here. Tell me what happened.
Use that Black Widow training.
And if you don't make it good enough, I'm going to tell you what happens.
I was just going to say, Marvel, don't forget, we have 2 available ladies to enter in and help out your writing room.
I'm going to help out the writing.
Yeah, there you go. They're available.
Yep. Can start immediately.
I hurt my hand punching it.
I am here to help you guys come up with one-shot ideas and shawarma scenes, since y'all seem to be struggling with that.
Come on, really? No
Seriously,
shawarma?
I could think of like 10 right now.
I know.
The definitive scene that redefined the name for the end credit scene. It's now shawarma. I don't care what movie, what franchise, what you could be a DC movie, and if you have a post-credit scene, it is called the shawarma scene. And they didn't have one in the sequel? Really? Come on, guys. Missing the point.
Mr. Paracletes in the chat brought up, was the Kree artifact reacting to inhuman presences, or am I wrong? I was wondering about that too.
It seemed to be.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure. There was a scene where there was a bunch of guards standing there and it seemed to go. And I'm not sure if the guards were standing there or if somebody else walked in there and then it did that. I didn't get a chance to rewatch that scene after Scott and I were talking about it. But if it did that, does that mean that Simmons did have inhuman genes?
Ooh, was inhuman to begin with? Yeah. Yeah. See, now we're playing a game where anybody could have inhuman genes in there. We just don't know. So.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. It could be anybody. People reproduce a lot.
We know it's not Gonzalez.
Well,
or Coulson.
yeah, we know that.
No, we don't. We don't know about Coulson.
Yeah, we do, because he was turning to stone.
Well, they all turned to stone initially.
It's like a cocoon.
Oh, that's right. But here's the thing. I think they've played one of our people is actually a superhero card already. I don't know if they'd do that same thing again.
Well.
But then Simmons would have to deal with the fallout from her own prejudices.
Unless Simmons is dead.
No!
No, Simmons is not dead.
I leaned away from my microphone so Lauren couldn't hit me.
Reach through the internet, smack you. Okay, so Ward in 33. From his reaction to her death, was it love or something approximating love?
No, it's not love. And it's not something that's approximating love. It's his twisted version of feelings for somebody.
I think it was more maybe possessiveness than it was actual love.
Okay. Yeah.
But he probably doesn't know the difference.
And Ward deciding to kickstart Hydra. Seriously, he is 20 times more interesting as a bad guy than he ever was as a good guy. And I kind of love it, even if I want to punch him every time he's on screen, because he's so bad. It's just such a betrayal still.
I know.
And I'm glad his hair grew back out a little bit.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That fight between Bobby and Grant was amazing. I know Agent 33, Kara was in there too, but mainly most of the actual action.
Yeah, she was really mad at him.
Right. And the Bobby Grant fight, wow. Add May into that mix and... Yeah,
with that particular fight, okay, she's had needles in her fingers. She's been slammed around. She's been drugged. And she's still capable of fighting like that? Just, wow. Bobby has all my respect.
I'm ready for next season when Coulson just sends in the ladies to, clear out a bunker or something.
Oh, yeah. Send in Skye, May, and Bobby, and it's going to be taken care of. No problem.
Skye, May, Bobby... Simmons, when she comes out and she has superpowers.
Maybe.
Well, even without superpowers, Simmons is good for the cleanup.
Yeah.
She doesn't really have the fighting skills yet, but those three definitely do.
Those three will go in and tear everything up, and then you'll have Hunter, Mac, and Fitz come in behind them and type on computers and stuff. It'd be great.
So the chat room has made their opinion clear. They have initiated a new hashtag, and I haven't seen it on Twitter yet. Could be there. I don't know. But it's hashtag Simmons Lives. So I think
we need to start this.
I just tweeted it from the Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. Twitter account.
I will be tweeting it from my own personal account right now.
Go ahead, tweet it, tweet Simmons Lives, retweet our tweet, and let's get this rolling. So let's make sure Simmons comes back.
Find Elizabeth Henson.
It worked for Coulson. It's going to work for Elizabeth. Oh, yeah. Tag her, too. It'll be great. All right.
That typing you hear in the background is me trying to find her. There we go.
Haley, what do you got?
Raina did foresee Skye being the leader of the Inhumans.
She did. Well, she foresaw her being a leader, not necessarily the leader of the Inhumans. I caught that on my rewatch.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I just think she's going to be playing a larger role in that culture next season.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Especially since dealing with the powers. Yeah. I wonder if Skye and Wanda will meet. That'd be awesome.
Okay. You know what's almost as bad as Ward calling Maya, or not Maya, that's the actress's name, calling Kara baby, is him talking about how well-adjusted he is.
Yeah, just...
Don't talk to people. Just don't talk to people.
Ever.
Yeah. That guy is well-adjusted like I'm 6 feet tall, okay?
I have not had
Lauren is not 6 feet tall.
Right.
I am not 6 feet
By
tall.
the
I'm
way,
a hobbit.
I have not had a chance to stop frame and blow up the blueprints for the new mobile command, the Bus 2 or whatever we're going to call it. But I'm going to do that at some point in time, or somebody online is going to do it, and I'm going to take a look at it. I just can't. You know what? It looked to me.
It's like the newer, pointier bus.
Right. Well, it looked to me, and I didn't see it very well when I saw it, but it looked to me like one of those heavy raiders from Battlestar Galactica. It's just what it looked like to me. Ooh, the Lincoln May fighting they're bringing up in the chat. That was pretty good, too.
All the fights were so good.
It was awesome. Awesome.
So
Yeah.
much action.
This is well done. Well done.
Speaking of Lincoln, where do you think he falls in with the Inhumans now?
That's a good question. Because
Do you think he's taking over the leadership at home? How are they even going to get back to Afterlife? Are they even still in Afterlife after that whole little
that's a good question.
friendly fire debacle?
Didn't they evacuate the whole place after?
I kind of hope so, because without Gordon, they can't really get in anymore.
There's a bunch of people stuck there eating stale popcorn.
They don't even have Lincoln to come around to heat it up for him. All right. Do you guys have anything else?
Not really.
Lauren?
I'm ready for quotes.
Let's do some quotes.
Okay. It is the thorn that protects the rose, or in this case, the daisy.
Ooh.
No matter what he does, I will always stand with Ward.
Puking in my mouth a little.
We don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, no matter what he does, she's always going to stand with Ward until he shoots her in the chest. Let's see, 4 times, maybe.
Was it 4?
3, 4,
I thought,
3 or 4.
I thought it was 3, but it could have been 4. I don't know. I didn't
It'd
count.
be funny if it was 4, for the symmetry.
Yep.
Yeah. You've always done her dirty work. She's the real monster.
Ooh. Yep.
Sad again.
Yeah. Coulson was trying to hit different chords at following Cal's emotional state. Although, you know what was really creepy is when he had those noise isolation headphones on and he was just smiling and he
And singing Daisy Bell.
It's like
That song, okay, was that song creepy before 2001 came out? Or has it just always been creepy?
when you sing it slowly, it's creepy. If you sing it upbeat, it's not creepy. Just my 2 cents. But yeah, Hal, oh, that is very creepy. I need to go back and rewatch that too.
Yeah.
What else you got, Haley?
We never really spoke about what you said to me at the bottom of the ocean. And they never will.
No!
That was hard to swallow at the end because Fitz was like, okay, let's talk about it. And then
You're better than I imagined, and I imagined you perfect. I'm done flying solo. I miss having a team around me. Dun, dun.
yeah, it's not really a team. It's cannon fodder for Ward. I mean, Ward, pawns cannon fodder sort of thing. Not cannon fodder for Ward. I guess. Did he kill that one guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he did kind of the Joker want to see a magic trick instead, but with a broken glass instead of a pencil.
It's going to be a magical place.
Oh.
It's a magical place.
I think that's everything.
All right. Good season. It's a Wheaton show. You got Marissa Tankeron and Mr. Wheaton's brother. And it's the end of the second season, and it got real good. So I'm really looking forward to this fall. Really looking forward to it. And what are we talking about? Middle of September, you think? So middle of May.
End of September, usually.
June, July, August, September. 4 months. We had 4 months. 4 months to pontificate, to think, to postulate, to come up with all sorts of good things. So might even be a little quick rewatch. Was there an episode that we were going to do a drunk commentary to? Can't remember.
I don't remember.
We were talking about it, and I don't remember what we were going to do a drunk commentary. Oh, the Captain America movie with David Hasselhoff? Was that it?
Maybe.
It'd be awesome. All right. So we had a ton of fun with the season, and I'm sure we'll be remembering a few things as we go this summer. But next week, we're going to be coming at you with Daredevil. So we're going to do 13 episodes of Daredevil, take at least a week off for the 4th of July, and we're just going to have tons of fun. I can't wait to watch this episode by episode and absorb it rather than to mainstream it. So it's
Mainline it.
mainline, mainstream, I don't care, whatever.
They are two different meanings.
To watch it back to back, 13 episodes in a row. I can't wait to actually enjoy it and just delve into all the meat, because they're very, very good episodes. So it'll be great. We'll start that next week. We will have a special guest in studio with us, so stay tuned for the special guest. All right. So are you guys ready to get into some news?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Woohoo!
Yay!
So we are, 2 weeks into the Avengers Age of Ultron domestic release? 2 weekends worth?
I don't remember time, but that sounds about right.
That's probably right. Yeah, about 2 weeks.
So sleep deprived, it seems like so long ago. I didn't get a chance to this past weekend, but I really do want to go see it again.
Yeah, I know.
But I wonder, do you think it's gone over $1 billion yet?
I know that it hasn't quite made it.
Oh, so what's it up to?
Well, our domestic box office is at $324.8 million, and worldwide we're up to $932.2 million.
Ooh.
So probably this weekend it's going to top it off.
All right. Did you ladies happen to listen to this week's Legends podcast?
I've started it. I haven't finished it.
All right. The operator throws down a quarter bet challenge for everybody on the Gonna Geek Network, but he calls out us specifically. And it was how much more is the Star Wars opening box office going to do on the opening weekend than Avengers Age of Ultron? And I believe the domestic...
Are we doing domestic?
Yeah, the domestic was... Or at least that's what they were talking about, domestic.
I bet domestic is at least $500 million opening weekend for Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm betting...
The Disney projection is $250 million for opening weekend.
I would think it would be higher.
Well,
I would think it would be higher too.
Wing looked into... He knew the operator was going to bring this up, so he did a little research. And the highest opening weekend for a December box office launch was $84 million. That's it.
But this is Star Wars.
It is Star Wars.
Yeah, and it's like the new one that people are really hyped up about. And
plus the weekend's probably going to start on like Wednesday.
Well,
it does. Mr. Perkins.
It does, yes.
It starts on a Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I have a trouble thinking it's going to get to $500 million.
Okay, maybe not $500 million, but I wouldn't be surprised by $300 million.
Well, the highest, Adam's correct in the chat as well. The highest domestic opening weekend for a film ever was the first Avengers at $207 million. So Disney's projection is $250. It could get that. Disney was low, by the way, on the opening for Avengers 2, and they claimed that the HBO fight took 9% off the box office, and that's why they were low. I think they were stretching for something, because there's always stuff going on. But it was a big fight, so there you go. But anyway, so what do you think? Lauren, this is to Operator and the Legends podcast crew.
I don't know number estimates, but I think Star Wars is going to top it.
All right, well, the projection is Star Wars at 250, and that's Disney's projection, and Avengers pulled in 197. So you can pick a number between 197, 250, or even go above that.
Let's say 275.
275. She's going over the 250. Haley, over to you.
I'll say 300.
300. Wow. I will go with 220. Of course, beef did $1.
Well, yeah. Somebody has to. Okay, then fine. I'll go $2.
Dollar bets were disallowed after beef said $1. So no beef, you have to pick a number. So I'm going to go 220, and I think that's stretching it, but we'll see. So there you go. Operator, over to you.
I think you're underestimating how many times Star Wars fans are going to see this on opening weekend.
Yeah.
They've got 5 days that technically count towards this weekend. There are going to be people that see it 3, 4, 5 times on opening weekend.
The problem I have, and I have not done this research myself, but Wing was pretty adamant in that the highest in December before was 84 million. So there's a lot of people that have a lot of things going on over the holidays. I don't know if it's going to get that much attraction, but we'll see.
But the last really, well, I guess Mockingjay, I think, came out in December. But I'm thinking like Lord of the Rings was the last time there were big December movies, because the Hobbit movies didn't have that kind of draw.
Yes.
And that was before movies got these crazy opening weekends.
Yeah, I was looking at my movie collection, as I stated before, because I was moving the entertainment center around. I have not seen the latest Hobbit movie. Waiting for it to come out on Blu-ray.
You're not missing that much.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I like it fine. It just, the more and more I see of the Hobbit movies, the more and more I wish they were as good as the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yes, that's a good December watch. Although not the extended edition, because it just takes too long.
I love the extended. Those are the only ones I watch now, unless the regular ones are on TNT.
If I have nothing to do on a series of Saturdays, I'll do that. But
for the Lord of the Rings movies, yes, I always watch the extended cuts. For The Hobbit, I'm not necessarily certain that the extended cuts are the better versions of the movies.
You know what is going to be a good extended version? Is going to be Avengers Age of Ultron, because it's going to be 3.5 freaking hours. Yeah.
We're going to find out what happened with Thor in a cave and more shirtless Thor.
And then also we have a new story about it later, but we talked about it last week, the X-Men Days of Future Past.
Yes.
So get back to our news here with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We had some ratings for SOS Part 1 and 2, and yeah, not so much
with the topping 5 million. Like I said, I wanted it to.
Yeah.
Boo.
Or not even breaking 4 million.
Well,
like it kind of needed to.
I think it happened because of two reasons. It happened because they had 2 hours versus the 1 hour. And of course, 1 hour was messing with, actually it's off of Flash, right? So,
yeah.
But Flash is the same night. So if you have 1 hour of TV to watch, a lot of people in the 18 through 49 demographic are choosing Flash versus Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So how much did it get?
3.95 million.
Okay.
Which it needs to do better.
It does. Well, talking about a week that did better, a couple weeks ago, we had The Frenemy of My Enemy, and it did pretty good on that week, 4.27, well, relatively pretty good. And the Live Plus 7-day ratings was over 7, but it only got a 58% bump, and that's because it started a little bit higher than the rest. But even with that 58%, they were 5th in the shows that had gotten the increase. Forever was number 1 at 72, The Following at 68%, Blacklist at 64%, and they had that like almost 100% a few weeks ago. And Gotham at 64% as well, so they were 5th.
Didn't The Following get canceled?
Yes.
I don't know about The Following, but I know Forever did, and I'm still very angry about that.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess a lot of people are looking at that Live Plus 7-day rating and not necessarily looking at the Live Plus 7-day rating. And if this wasn't the mouse, if this wasn't a hashtag It's All Connected, I scratching my head over whether or not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. actually gets a 3rd season, but they did. So that's cool.
I think on ABC they might. On Fox, they probably wouldn't.
Fox, you could be pulling in 15 million and they'd cancel you. It's Fox. They were the 21st popular show, which was the same as the week before. So as we keep rolling on, we'll get the Live Plus 7-day ratings for the last 3 episodes of the season. So that's all good.
I'll tell you this again because it's funny. I don't ever watch the episode live unless I happen to be live tweeting like I was this week. And so I turn on my TV at like 1:45. And every time I did this last time, for some reason, I think it's on NBC. So I was watching like the last 15 minutes of The Voice or something.
Right.
And I was like, it was getting to the point where the episode was going to start pretty soon. I was like, oh, wait, it's not on NBC. It's on ABC, Disney, ABC. I know this every time. I don't ever watch live TV.
Well, you do watch another show on Tuesday nights, don't you, Haley?
I do watch The Flash, but I don't watch it on Tuesday nights because we don't have a CW affiliate here.
Oh, that's right. Well, CW puts it out the next day on their website, so that's all good. But we do have a little comparison about the ratings.
Flash rules. S.H.I.E.L.D. jewels.
Only in the key demographic.
Right. Flash beat out S.H.I.E.L.D. for live ratings in the key demographic, which, whatevs. No biggie.
Well, give Warner Brothers a little, hey, you guys are doing okay, I guess.
For a show that doesn't even have affiliates everywhere.
Yeah. Well, they're making the buck somehow. But we did get renewal notices. When was it? Thursday or Friday? There's just this mass amount of this show's canceled, this show's renewed.
Right. Well, because a lot of networks were getting ready to do their upfronts and announce their fall schedules and everything this week.
Yeah.
So this information had to come out. And we found out that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter are both getting renewed. We knew S.H.I.E.L.D. was coming back, but Agent Carter was a lovely surprise to get.
It was.
Yes.
It was awesome. And the spinoff was not taken for a pilot. I don't even know if they shot a pilot or not, but
no,
I don't think they did. No, they were just kind of talking about it.
It was just an idea they had.
Right. So I was skimming through these announcements. I did not see if Agent Carter was given the mid-season break time slot this year or if it was going to be a separate full season. Did you see that?
I haven't seen anything about it, but I don't think it would be coming this fall. I think we would have heard sooner if that were the case.
Could be.
What I did hear was that it's the location of the show would be moving from New York to Los Angeles.
Oh.
So what I'm hoping this means is that we'll get lookalikes playing old-timey Hollywood actors and stuff, and Angie will go to Hollywood, and we'll have some sort of, I don't know, if it's going to be dealing with Hollywood in the 40s and 50s, maybe some sort of McCarthy-esque plot and with Leviathan. I don't know, but it'd be cool.
Okay. I found an article, a website, and it's saying that ABC's Marvel's Agent Carter is going to be a mid-season show.
Okay. Whew. We don't have to do 2 podcasts a week. That's thank goodness. That's what I was really worried about. No, it's great. It'll be great. And I hope they play the shows off each other, the storylines off each other a little bit more next year, because I think they saw a few things that they could do, and I think they could do it even better next year, and I'm just looking forward to it. Haley Atwell, it's going to be great to see her and all the rest of the cast.
Speaking of seeing Haley Atwell, she's going to be at Comic Palooza, and so is Chloe Bennett, and I can't wait. Comic Palooza is going to be here in Houston in a couple weeks. I can't wait.
Is it 7 days now for you? 8?
No, a little
9?
bit. It's
Memorial Day week.
It starts on, I think, the 22nd.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically they're like, hey, let's get all the awesome Marvel women. Kobe Smulders is going to be there. Let's get all the awesome Marvel women and just throw them in a big room.
Oh, I forgot about Kobe Smulders.
I hope she starts showing up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. more often.
I know.
She does tremendous stunt work. And from what I've heard, all the stunts that she's done, she does have a double, but all the stunts she does she does them herself. So she's quite nimble. So it would be nice to see her on screen.
Yeah, give her more to do than she had in Age of Ultron.
Because I know she's capable of doing a shot scene like Skye did in the laboratory or whatever. What was that? Was that last week or the week before? I don't know. I can't remember.
Like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. I know Kobe Smulders can do that. So that'd be cool seeing that. I tend to think that the Mockingbird Ward fight was very similar. It wasn't one continuous shot, but nice.
In that same sort of intensity. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, right. So, Lauren, you have a story about Avengers Age of Ultron.
I do. And unlike me being happy about everybody and kick-ass female characters from Marvel showing up a bit ago, this one is one that made me angry. So, you know how whenever a movie comes out, whenever a Marvel movie comes out, we get all these awesome toys and awesome, merchandise. And so you remember the scene in Age of Ultron where Black Widow rode a motorcycle out of a Quinjet, and it was really cool.
Yeah, it was totally cool.
Yeah. Well, you remember when Captain America, Iron Man, did that? It could have been one or the other of them, but it definitely wasn't Black Widow.
Oh, except it was totally Black Widow, and people that make toys are morons.
Yeah. It turns out that the toy companies wrote Black Widow out of her own scene and are not giving her a toy out of that scene. So, yeah.
All right,
that's
then.
I've saw this a few days ago, and I still can't look at the article without just getting angry and wanting to say things that would make Captain America say language. Like,
yes. First, they released the toy. I guess it was Hasbro released a toy that is Captain America on the Cycle Blast Quinjet. And then,
which is not what happened.
Hot Wheels released Iron Man, the guy who has his own flying suit of armor on the Quinjet Moto launcher.
Which is not what happened.
Which is not at all what happened anywhere.
Ugh.
And then on the Lego set, they show Cap riding the motorcycle on the cover, but they do release a Black Widow in the set, so at least there's that.
I don't get it.
You know that line face emoticon thing?
Yes.
I'm making that face right now.
I can hear.
Just seriously, toys. Seriously.
Can you hear my teeth grinding? Like, is that coming through?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so angry about this.
I am too, and words are failing me because there's this gigantic backlash against Marvel and against the toy companies every single time, and they never get the next time. It's going to be at a point where there's going to be a huge boycott.
The other day I was shopping and I had an opportunity to buy a Marvel mug, and I almost did, and I was like, wait, I know Black Widow's not on this, and she should be. So you know what? I don't need another coffee mug that bad.
Right.
So they're already losing my money.
There
and
you go.
Waste my money on a lot of stupid stuff. And you could have some of it, Marvel. Well, some more of it. But nope.
Yep. I don't know what to say anymore. It's so over the top. It just, come on.
I'm sure it sounds like we're saying the same thing over and over again, but that's because they keep making the same stupid mistake over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's... come on, guys. Come on.
Get it together.
All right.
You're killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me.
So, are you guys done with that? Because
there's some things that Marvel does have together.
A little bit. Like?
They've got a master plan.
I mean, well, of course, they're basically S.H.I.E.L.D, so you'd hope.
Yeah, it's in the stories, and I put a link in the show notes about a complete novice guy's guide to the Infinity Stones. So if you need to know what's going on with the Infinity Stones, go ahead, check out the link in the show notes. I also put it in the chat for those people that are live, and you can learn all about what's going on with these Infinity Stones that keep on popping up in the MCU, so you can have an idea of what Thanos is doing with his gauntlet. So there you go.
That sounds filthy.
I can't.
Thank you.
I can't get away with it with you guys. All right. So Captain America Civil War is in production, and we have some new names.
Yay!
So one of the new names is Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. Another name is William Hurt, who you might know as the War Doctor.
It's all connected.
Also, speaking of Lord of the Rings earlier, he was the voice of Aragorn in the really weird Ralph Bakshi version from 1980. Also, he's Ollivander in Harry Potter.
So this is happening. It's basically Avengers 2.5. There's just no way around it.
I'm cool with.
That's cool.
Yeah, totally. And then also Kevin Feige had a little interview, and he promises, double secret probation, that the Marvel Cinematic Universe will never have a dark turn.
Yay!
And when Wing on Legends Podcast was saying The Dark Knight Returns was not a great movie, finally, I was like, really? Wing said this? I don't believe it. And yeah, he did. So you can go listen to last week's Legends Podcast, and you can hear both Operator calling everybody out in the Gonna Geek Network to put their quarter bets down, and you can also hear Wing say that a Batman movie was bad, which I never, ever thought he'd say, but he did. So there you go. And it's because it was dark, and Kevin Feige says Marvel's never going to go there, and we're going to have some fun. You know, somebody that's about done having fun is Hugh Jackman.
I'm not sure if he's done having fun. It's just that
I think he wants to eat a cheeseburger.
He's almost 50, and yes, sometimes people like to eat.
Yeah, I can totally sympathize. Nothing against the guy, but he's saying that Wolverine 3 will be his last time in character as Wolverine.
He's tired. He wants to take a nap.
He wants to not go to the gym 18 hours a day.
Speaking of this, did y'all see this video? I linked it on Twitter for Mother's Day. I linked it from somebody else, and it's, for Mother's Day, what your mother really wants is to frack Wolverine. It's pretty hilarious. It is, decidedly not work safe for the language, but it's pretty great.
There again, language. Hey! We have something new going on in X-Men, don't we?
Yay! Yes, we do.
What is it?
New mutants! And I don't just mean new characters. I mean actual new mutants. It's as a project. As in, there is a thing in Marvel, in X-Men, called The New Mutants.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to deal with the same characters as that title, such as Danny Moonstar, Cypher, Karma, Sunspot.
Isn't Kitty Pryde usually on that team? Or she was?
Jubilee, I think.
Okay.
But, yeah, Josh Boone, who directed The Fault in Our Stars, and who has been in production for The Stand, and actually I heard a really great podcast with Kevin Smith talking about The Stand. He's been tapped to direct this, so, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah?
But that'd be kind of cool if we get 80s, 90s, whatever-esque period piece, or a contemporary piece, whatever, with the New Mutants, whether it's the original New Mutants cast, or just new random mutants. If they do the ones from Academy X, that would be fantastic. But we'll see.
Yep, it'll be good to see another X-Men movie that expands their universe and hopefully moves them forward, because Fox is doing a good. I would have to argue that Fox is doing a good job, and I'm sorry,
Jubilee wasn't in New Mutants; she was in Generation X.
Okay.
With The X-Men property, yes, they are doing a good job. With the Fantastic Four, not so much.
Yeah. So let's not talk about the Fantastic Four. Let's talk about a cool fan-made video.
Yes, speaking of Black Widow, a student made for his final project a fan-made title sequence for a completely theoretical Black Widow movie. But it's really, really cool. It looks a lot like a James Bond sort of title sequence. And it's been making the rounds on the internet, so we thought we'd link it. So check it out.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's in the links in the show notes. So that's cool. You know, we have a ongoing thing in the comics about the fact that Thor is now a chick, a lady Thor.
Yes.
And now we might have a secret identity that's revealed.
Yes. As of, well, technically yesterday, but today, Wednesday the 13th, was the day the comic was released. Lady Thor's secret identity has been revealed. And I will not spoiler it for those of you who don't know it, but I will say that we are linking to it, and it's pretty amazing.
Yep.
And yes, this comic has been selling really well. It's been very well regarded. Jason Aaron is the one writing it, and he's pretty good. I really like his work.
What else has he done?
He's done work on Wolverine and the X-Men.
Okay.
And that's the one that I'm thinking of. That's the one that he's done most recently that I've read.
It's all right.
Yeah, and I think he's doing work on Star Wars, a Star Wars title.
I still have to read the first few comics of Star Wars, by the way. And talking about Star Wars, as Lauren is looking up.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Talking about Star Wars, I do have a couple of links in the show notes about Star Wars Disney. Apparently, Indiana Jones is opening a new bar in downtown Disney, so go check that out. And then also, I am still going to buy this. I did not buy the helicarrier yet. Probably will when I get $300 extra in my paycheck at some point in time. But there is a 10,000 brick Lego Millennium Falcon. So that moves instantly to the top of my list of Lego sets to buy. So that's rounds out the news for us this week. Unless, ladies, you have anything else? Any save rounds you got?
My cats are currently chasing each other across the living room.
Which is always entertaining. So I'm glad that we could share in that. All right. So you guys ready to get into some feedback?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Do it. Gotta tell you, this week has been awesome. You guys have been communicating with us. I got an email from Andy Migna. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to summarize it, so we'll save that for next week. So, Andy, thank you very much. And then also, don't forget, we got all those emails from Andy that he did of the Daredevil episodes as we went through there. So, we're going to be hearing a lot from Andy in the next couple of podcasts. It's going to be great. But we did get a lot of Twitters, and there's 3 tweets in particular that I want to shout out to. And the first, it actually wasn't sent to us, but I want to bring this up because it's a friend of the podcast, Ferris. On Twitter, he's at DXFerris. On May 8th, he sent out a tweet. Haven't watched a single episode of the second half of S.H.I.E.L.D. Am I missing anything? Is it approaching a real Wheaton show yet? So if you have something to say to Ferris, and once again, that's at DXFERRIS, at DXFerris, give him a tweet and tell him how much you loved the second half of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and have him correct his wrongdoing there. Wouldn't you agree, ladies?
Ferris, dude.
That's how good of a friend Starpie is. He'll just throw you right under a bus.
Beep, beep, beep. Yep. Mm-hmm. There you go. So, Ferris, have fun with that
right
one.
under a garbage truck.
Right.
Because that opinion was garbage. But no, seriously, the show's got
A little bit.
So, Mr. Pericles also tweeted, Wheaton helps explain what was cut from the Thor cave scene. Have you guys seen this article from Polygon?
No, I haven't, and I probably won't see it now because it won't load.
I saw some excerpts from a few articles that talked about this, what the changes that Marvel Studios wanted made. The cave scenes were among them. From what I understand, he kind of traded the cave Vision Quest scenes with the Norns for the farmhouse of sexual tension.
Now, did you name that, or did you see that from somewhere? Because as I was editing the podcast, I was just chuckling every time you said that.
You know, I can't remember.
Okay. All right.
If you created the farmhouse of sexual tension and I did not properly credit you, please let me know.
Okay.
And if you have a farmhouse of sexual tension, please let us know. Oh my God. I'm very sorry. My cats just ran right into my computer.
They wouldn't be on the podcast.
Cats, no! You don't have opinions on Marvel.
Sounds like you have some Hydra agents running around there.
I bet your cats do have opinions on Marvel.
My cats don't have opinions. They're
thought
dumb.
War Hamster was supposed to help protect your microphone during the podcast.
The War Hamster's sleeping.
Way to go, War Hamster.
Way to go, Gunther.
Yeah, Gunther. That is a nice call. So for those of you that don't know, I'm just going to call out the Crimson Comet. You guys have this running gag on Gunther being the guy who's supposed to be bringing food to the people.
No, he's supposed to be watching the door at Star Labs.
Yeah.
Where the Flash's super secret hideout is. And actually, that comes from the cast of the Flash. They have this guy, Gunther, who's supposed to be guarding the door. He's just really terrible at it.
Really
terrible.
I
thought it was from Adventure Time.
No, it's from the Flash show. So, yep. The cast, because they kept on asking, so who's guarding the door? Who's feeding the...
Well, how do people keep getting down into your super secret lair? Well, that's how.
Gunther falls asleep.
Who's feeding all your metahumans that are kept prisoner in the basement? Well, that's Gunther's job.
So there you go.
Alrighty.
Way to go, Gunther. Okay. So
I'm going to be picturing a penguin doing that, just so you know. Because Gunther.
Okay.
Back to the feedback. Cajun Sean tweeted us and he said, I'm glad I don't take a daily dose of fish oil. Well, you so should, because you could end up with cool superpowers.
Or you could get fish burps.
Or really terrible superpowers.
You never seen the burp-free pills?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I was recommended to take fish oil a few years ago, and yeah, I got the fish burps, and yeah. When you haven't eaten fish and you get the fish burps, it's not good. Not good at all. So over on Facebook, we had a couple of posts out there that got some interaction with people. First of all, it was the renewal notice of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter. We had some comments. Paulo Silva, was nice to hear from him again. He said, nice, awesomeness, will continue. And then he mocked my spelling of agent, which I then corrected. And then Lauren asked, how is Forever canceled?
I'm still wondering that. I demand answers.
Somebody responded and said, and Lauren will be starting her own podcast called The Forever Minute, where she podcasts each existing Forever episode minute by minute.
No, because then that would go on forever.
I think she should do a podcast called Forever in a Day. And she just does like a marathon podcast over every single episode for 24 hours.
Wow. I don't think I could do that because I'd fall asleep, but that would be, I'm sure somebody's done it.
The last time I tried staying up for 24 hours, I started hallucinating around hour 22 or so. And then I got really violently sick to my stomach around hour 23.
Yeah, It does happen.
That's not even close to my record.
I'm really old now. So.
Yeah, what are you, 29?
I'm 31.
Oh, yeah.
That is so old.
So old. Jeez.
It's making me think of the Garfunkel and Oates song, 29, 31. Anyways.
So there was another post on our Facebook, and it was about the spinoff would be dead. And we got a comment from Jason Buttenmeyer, said that, I can't say that I'm surprised. Yes, we can't say either. So thank you guys very much for chiming in with us. There was a lot of other feedback, particularly on Twitter and emails. So thank you guys very much for sending it our way. I gotta tell you, I'm a little bit sleep deprived, just like I was last week. So we will be getting to your full feedback next week. So keep it coming in on how you liked Avengers Age of Ultron, how you liked the season finale episode SOS of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We have a couple more items of feedback, though. We have a couple of voicemails. Are you guys ready to hear one from Adam?
Woo!
Yeah.
Wow. I have a lot to say about the season finale, but I think Cap would have something to say about most of my reactions. So can't wait to hear what you guys think. Talk to you later. Bye.
Language, Adam. Language. Children, Rooker. Children. So, yep. It was a bunch of wow. Wow moments. Wow.
There was a lot of yelling and cursing on this end of the internets. And then also the crying.
I will definitely enjoy rewatching this episode at some point in time. It'll be fun. So we also had another voicemail from friend of the cast, Operator, and I'm very curious as to what he had to say, so here we go.
Hey guys, it's the Operator. I just took some fish oil and I feel funny. Like, funny. That finale was amazing. Just amazing, and everything about it was perfect. It was just really, really, really astonishingly good. Especially the very, very end, which was basically right out of, like, Paranormal Activity. That was kind of messed up. But, yeah, it's in a really, really good place right now, so I am really looking forward to season 3, and, yeah, just everything in this episode was awesome. So, yeah, I just took some fish oil. I actually did take some fish oil earlier, so now I feel kind of weird. Anyway, talk to you guys later. See ya.
If Operator had a superpower, what would it be?
Superpowered fish burps.
I wonder if we're going to get another cameo from Stan Lee next season, and it's going to be just like his Hulk cameo, except instead of that drink, it's going to be fish oil pills.
That'd be awesome. Nice callback. Sitting underneath a hand dryer. There you go. We also had our first ever Tumblr feedback, didn't we, Lauren?
Yes, we did.
What does it say?
All right. It is from user Inquisitor Psyduck. And it is, in reaction to Avengers Age of Ultron, when Vision awakens for the first time, was I the only one having Rocky Horror Picture Show flashbacks? You may now discuss singing Vision and maybe Dr. Frankenstark. Well, now I'm picturing it. And yes, okay, now I'm not getting that out of my head.
It's stuck in there, right? Like a bad song. Yeah. So thank you very much, Inquisitor Psyduck. And yes, we do have a Tumblr page. Lauren set that up. We do post our episodes to it. And
I've started, now that I remembered the password, I've put some stuff in the queue to post pictures and stuff.
Yeah, so go check it out and you can get feedback to us that way. We also enjoy your feedback on the forums at gonnageek.com, the voicemail line 844-THE-BUS-1 or 844-843-2871. Go ahead and catch us at any of those means. We will be glad to hear from you. You guys ready to walk this one out?
I suppose.
Woohoo! We made it.
Another week down.
Another season down.
Oh my God, I know.
So next week we will be discussing Daredevil, Season 1, Episode 1, Into the Ring. We will have a special guest, which we will keep secret.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
And you can join us at our website at legendsofshield.com. You can find all our back episodes there, including the very coveted explicit first 13 episodes that Operator, Beef, and Wing did. So I want to thank them very much again for giving us the podcast. This has been very much fun. Really enjoy this every week. Look forward to it all week long. And I really appreciate it, guys. So thank you. We have a YouTube channel where all the finished episodes are on audio only. It does show a great picture of our logo, but it is audio only, at least so far, until we all get cameras and, can look pretty. I keep on wanting to get a perm and it just never works.
I saw some pictures of my friends back in the 80s and early 90s when they all had perms, and I thought they looked so cool back then, and now I'm like, yeah, just why did we ever think those were good ideas? So yeah, don't get a perm.
I had some good hockey flow going back in the day, but that was a long time ago. So don't forget, we are on a variety of different apps and places you can reach us. In addition to the usual iTunes and Stitcher, we're also on Spreaker and SoundCloud. If we are not on an app that you listen to podcasts and you are fortunate enough to find us in another means, go ahead and hit me up at stargatepioneer@gonnageek.com or tweet me or Facebook me or whatever, and I will make sure that we're put into the app that you use. So we didn't talk about science questions this week, did we? We didn't talk about the quantum entanglement inhibitors that Fitz put together or anything, but
That's not science.
It's science, biatch.
It's science, biatch.
So if you have science questions regarding Marvel, like, how much force would Skye have to exert on a Quinjet to push it over the side of a carrier? That sort of stuff. Just let us know and we will talk about it. So thank you very much for stopping by. We really appreciate you listening every week, and it makes us go. Right, Haley?
Yes, it does. Thank you to everyone who sent us Twitter feedback, and especially those that participated in the live tweeting along with me. It was a lot of fun, and I hope I can do it again. The only problem is that sometimes I don't have good TV reception, so.
Lauren, I gotta ask you, are you gonna live tweet the Daredevil episodes at some point in time?
I was wondering about that.
Huh.
Maybe.
All right.
Just do it when it would normally air, or when S.H.I.E.L.D. would normally air.
On Tuesday nights? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
So, watch Lauren's Twitter account, watch our Twitter account, and Lauren's Twitter account, by the way, is @SithWitch, but she live tweets through the...
Yeah, I live tweet from Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. @Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So go ahead, check that out. And thank you both for doing the live tweets. I did it once. I thought I did a plausible job, but these two ladies do an awesome job.
And I'd like to thank Inquisitor Psyduck for leaving us a Tumblr message. And I'd like to thank everybody who follows our Tumblr.
Yeah, thank you. I was noticing that we are gathering quite a following there, so that is awesome.
Yeah, we are. So feel free to message us or just, at us or just whatever, tag us on things.
Do the Tumblr things.
Yeah, do just little Tumblr things.
Awesome.
Tumble with us.
Yes. We'll tumble for you.
And I want to thank everybody that is in the chat at chatWING. You guys you're hilarious to watch throughout the podcast. We do try to bring your thoughts forward because there's just the three of us, and you guys make a hive mind of Marvel, and it's great talking to you guys about it as well. So thank you very much for doing that. So I'm about to turn off the toolbox for the night. Until next time, I'm Agent Stargate Pioneer.
I'm Agent Haley.
And I'm Agent Lauren.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you for listening. If you want to leave us feedback, go to gonnageek.com and you will find all of our contact information and other shows. You can also visit legendsofshield.com where you'll find our complete archive of podcasts. The music heard on this podcast is by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com. The opinions heard on this podcast are those of the individual host and do not represent Legends, Stream, or Gonna Geek. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the property of the Disney Corporation. No infringement is intended.
Really can't wait to watch Flash, Arrow, and believe it or not, Deadliest Catch.
I know. I have so many and 4 episodes of Vikings still.
Oh, you need to catch up on Vikings. I caught up on something else instead. I can't remember what, but there was something else I had 3 episodes to watch.
What's the last thing you remember about Vikings again? We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
She already saw the episode where Athelstan died.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're hanging out outside of Paris.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got some good times ahead of you. Good time.
I watched a bunch of something this weekend, and I can't remember what it was. But I did catch up on something. Oh, wait, I've got text.
Yeah, I caught up on... I spent yesterday, because I didn't have much going on at work, I spent yesterday catching up on Bob's Burgers, Orphan Black, and Outlander.
Those I've been keeping caught up on, so I just had one to watch. It was Gotham. That's what I caught up on.
I need to catch up on that.
Because I wanted to watch something that I wasn't really going to pay attention to.
Yeah.
So, Gotham.
That's exactly what I ended up doing with Gotham. I mean, no offense to the guys over
I know. I've heard that, for a while there it got good, and then I've heard that now towards the end it's, really...
It's
the last 2 minutes was worth it to me.
Okay.
But, I mean, it wasn't anything big. It was something big, I guess, but it wasn't anything story-wise. It was just what happened in the last 2 minutes. I was like, oh, okay. I'm in now.
Okay, you know what's annoying me? I'm reading this article. I'm reading the email that was supposedly sent. They find crappy movies that had female leads, and they're like, see, nobody wants a female-led movie. No, they don't want crappy movies.
Okay, is that the Sony one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, those guys.
Was it the female CEO or whoever they had?
Yeah, they were like, yeah, nobody wants female-led movies because of these movies. Elektra.
Look at these 3
well,
steaming
and Catwoman
turds.
didn't do well.
And Supergirl.
Here's an idea. Go yourself.
I actually like Tomb Raider.
I like Tomb Raider too.
It's a superhero movie, but I like
Tomb Raider
Didn't do
2 or
terrible.
Tomb Raider as well.
Well, I like both of them, but I like crappy movies sometimes, so.
Yeah, I went to go see The Room yesterday, so I have no room to talk about anything.
What I like to do is female action movie marathons. So like I'll do like the Underworld movies.
Oh, freaking Underworld.
Tomb
It's now
Raider.
on Instant watch, yay.
Oh, funny story. I thought I didn't have the fourth Underworld movie because it wasn't that great. So I was like, I probably didn't buy it when it came out, and it was $7.88 for the Blu-ray at Walmart the other day. So I was like, oh, I'll go ahead and buy it. It's like $7.88, and I'll get my discount. And it's cheap. And I get home, and I go to put it in my cabinet, and I already had the movie.
So what are you going to do with it?
I don't know. I already opened it. I'll probably just give it to my brother or something. I have too many movies. I almost bought one of the Avengers coffee mugs they had at Walmart because I was like, ooh, new coffee mug. And I was like, no, them. They didn't put Black Widow on it.
We are live at GonnaGeek.com.
I was listening to a podcast a little bit earlier called Sawbones, which I love because it's about the history of different medical procedures.
Yeah.
And the one today was about these two guys who added a lot to the discovery of digestion. One of them, because he had it's called a gastric fistula in his side, which basically just means there was a big hole in his side. And the other guy was a doctor who would just like dip stuff into it to see how it would digest. And while the guy with the hole in his side was healing, the doctor who is on the show, it's her and her husband, who's a comedian. She was like, yeah. And, the way that they, made sure that he would still, cause they couldn't feed him because everything would just come out of his stomach. So the way that they would feed him was through injecting liquid up his butt. So they kept saying, such and such food, better than butt lunch.
Oh my God, it's in his butt.
Yep. That is a thing.
Oh, and with that, Haley, are you ready to go live?
I couldn't watch the Supergirl trailer, Adam, because my internet's but I wanted to.
She'll watch it when she's on hotel Wi-Fi this weekend.
I know.
So Lauren's ready. I'm ready. Haley, are you ready?
Let me slam another shot of coffee.
Butt lunch. I heard that.
Oh, that close to having hot coffee in my nose. Thanks.
I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry.
I don't want to hear this anymore.
Okay. I'm ready.
Because of butt lunch.
So we're moving on to the movie news. And this little art house film called Avengers Age of Ultron made a little bit of money.
Okay, this is funny because people are trying to spin this as a failure because it didn't do $200 million because people punched themselves in the mouth.
Come on.
Well, okay. Usually the second movie does not do as much money as the first one.
How much did the first one make?
200
First weekend.
201 million, 202, something like that. But there was not like an epic fight that everybody says that was really bad. But anyway, I don't know. I don't follow sport. What I know is that there was some people punching themselves.
Oh, the boxing match? The boxing match had nothing. The Mayweather-Pacquiao fight had nothing to do with this.
According to Disney, it took out 9% of the box office.
Oh, please.
So if you add 9% to these numbers, it's beat the first Avenger, but the actual numbers did not break the 200 million, but come on. 189, something like that?
Over 191
oh dear
million.
God, that's a lot of money.
That's a crap ton of money, and it's going to pass its billion mark when all is said and done.
And nothing is coming out this week. I mean, Age of Ultron is coming out this week.
Look at Fast and the Furious. Moneymaker, $6 million.
Yeah, I
know. Well, they made their
down 503%.
Now, before we move on to another story, I am going to put out a quarter bet, not just for us, but for anybody on the Gonna Geek network. You ready, everyone?
Yeah, I'm ready for this. I'm surprised.
Here we go. The quarter bet is I think we can all agree that more likely than not, Avengers is going to clear $1 billion. Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yes.
I think we can also all agree that Star Wars is going to clear its $1 billion.
Yes.
But how much more is Star Wars going to surpass Age of Ultron?
Okay, wait a second. I made some research on that because I knew that this would come up. Do you know what is the record on the first weekend in December?
No.
$84 million.
Well, that's going to be crushed.
That's dead.
That's
Okay.
gone.
I think that's going to be crushed.
Badly.
I am.
We can't.
I don't
do it
think
the
they're
week
going to
after.
go over 125 on the first weekend. And here's my logic. When these kinds of movie comes in December,
Wrong.
now wait, Beef. Maybe you're gonna give me some
It's
credit.
Christmas. It's a new Star Wars.
Exactly.
I don't care if people are broke. They will go and sneak candy in. People have been waiting so long to take their kids to a real Star Wars movie. Shut up. I am so right, and I'm not even a Star Wars.
So right.
Beef, I agree with what you're saying. Everybody and their mother are gonna go see Star Wars.
And their dad, and their stepdad, and their mom's new boyfriend. They're going to take them all.
But not on the first weekend, because everybody's going to be on vacation the next weekend. I think they're going to clear
You're saying what's opening weekend, or you're saying who's going to clear their
opening weekend. I think opening weekend.
I'm not even talking about opening weekend. I'm talking final box office tally.
Wait, let me finish. Beef. Let me finish.
Barf, barf, barf.
I'm gonna go operator on Age of Ultron.
Go for it.
Number two.
Okay.
First weekend, I think they're gonna clear $100 million, and they're gonna blow away the last record.
Okay.
Yes, I think the Hobbit are gonna go back to the Shire and try. Okay, I think they will. Overall, if we roll back into 2016, if the movie is as good as we think it's gonna be, they will beat Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yes.
I agree with that. But
Okay.
on it's gonna be a long run thing because people are gonna get out of Force Awakens and buy another ticket.
I
But
agree.
not for today, for next week. And then the week after, they're gonna be like, do we go watch that other next movie that comes out? Let's go watch the Star Wars thing again. And that's how they're gonna make their money. They're gonna make their money Avatar style. If you look at first weekend Avatar weekend, they didn't make that much money. If you look at first weekend Titanic weekend, they didn't make that much money. They made it over the long run. So I think Star Wars is gonna do it over the long run. They're gonna clear their $1 billion, but are they gonna clear it as fast as a Fast and the Furious or a Age of Ultron?
No,
I would
agree.
not bet a quarter on that.
I completely agree. No, my question is how much more? We both agree that they are going to pass $1 billion.
Now we're talking after it's all
how
said and done.
much? Right.
DVD
exactly.
sales and everything.
No. Box office.
I'm gonna even go farther than that. I think that before we see Rogue One in theater, they are gonna re-release Force Awakens in theater.
Okay, let's not count any re-release.
Yeah, say
first run.
First run.
Okay, first run. Yeah, first
Yes.
run. I think they will clear Age of Ultron, but that is all hinging on
But
one
by
thing.
how much? Anyways, Joss Whedon and Marvel. All right.
25 But this is all hinging on the fact that the next Star Wars movie is as good as we think it is. Because let's say the review comes in the first weekend and everybody's like, this is another prequel story. They're done. And they are not.
Well, we all agree with that, but it's just okay. Just think about it. I'm not asking you. Okay, everybody. Again, this goes out to Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D, Gonna Geek, everybody, Crimson Count, all of y'all. How much more in the final first run box office tally? How much more is Star Wars Force Awakens going to surpass Avengers?
I say 250 million. Anybody else?
I'll say 240. I don't think they're going to hit 250, but it's going to get close.
I'll say $1. Anyone close?
You can't price. Okay, no one can price is right.
I just did.
No one can price is right. You cannot price is right.
I'm going to ruin the debate. Well, I'm not going to ruin the debate.
He's going to say $2 and he's going to be fine.
No. Yeah. I'm going to lay some Wall Street on you. All right. So here's some numbers from the street. When the Star Wars trailer dropped, Disney's market cap, so the value of their shares on the open market, in the next 45 minutes, I think the number went up by $2 billion. So that's a reflection of what the street is thinking that is going to add to the coffers in the relative near term. Now, Disney's a $200 billion company, so $2 billion isn't actually that much. So I took a look at what the analysts are saying. So these are the investment bankers that put out the investment news, because people, we look at Disney as entertainment. Other people think of it as way to pad their investment accounts or whatever. So guys like Credit Suisse are saying $1.2 billion globally for Star Wars. Citibank is saying $2 billion for box office on a $250 million first weekend. Somebody's all the way up at $3 billion. And Disney is in their quarterly estimates is putting out 250 as opening weekend for Star Wars. So now they were wrong. They overcalled Avengers Age of Ultron. I think their quarterly estimate said they figured it was going to be 215.
Well, either way, they're going to make a ton of money.
The numbers are all over. The Wall Street's saying anywhere from 1.25 billion to 1.7 or to 3. That's also a
reflection of how many people are going to end up going, because there's so much buzz about it. People are going to take their kid. It may not be opening weekend, but this movie's going to make a ton of money.
Yes.
Agreed.